Let's talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. As the season concludes and people begin to give their thoughts on the MVP, Shai continues to show that he deserves to go back to back as the MVP of the NBA, with averages of 31.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists, on 1.5 steal, on 55% from the field, and 39% from three. These are one of the most efficient seasons of a guard of all time. And with the true shooting of 66.6, to put this in perspective, Curry's true shooting in his unanimous MVP season was 66.9, only 3 decimal percentages more than Shai. And that's super impressive because Shai is maybe even more high usage than Curry. Because he's their only offensive guy in this Oklahoma City team. And talking about being the only offensive guy in this team, Jalen Williams, who was supposed to be the second option after that finals run, has only played 26 games coming from that fractured wrist, and most recently the hamstring injury. And he hasn't played since February 11th, and this OKC team really doesn't have a guy that can create their own shot that isn't named Shai, or maybe you could say Jared McCain, but OKC has just made a perfect team around Shai with defensive guys and shooters that can, just fit around Shai. And one of those players that just fits perfectly and fuses with Shai is somebody who made the All-Star this year, actually, Chet Holmgren, who has relatively stayed healthy for most of the season and arguably has been a top 3 rim protector in the NBA and a top 5 defender as in total in the NBA. And back to Shai, real quick. In March, which has looked like arguably his worst month this year, he's averaging 30 points, 4.5 rebounds, 7.5 assists, with 2 steals on 57% from the field. And you know what? Let's go through some of the game logs that he's played this month. His game against the Timberwolves is notorious because at halftime he had 4 points, but he ended off the game with 20 points and 10 assists on 7 for 22 from the field, which is pretty bad, but it's also not the worst in a sense. But he came back stronger this month, and he has more great games than good games, like the Denver game. Against Joker and the Nuggets, Shai dropped 35 points, 9 rebounds, 15 assists on 14 from 21 from the field, 3 for 7 from 3, and hit the game winner to seal the game. And also outperformed Jokic, who had 23 points, 17 rebounds, 14 assists, which looks good, arguably great, but the meltdown in the fourth quarter and the shooting splits just affect this game a lot. Jokic went 9 for 25 from the field, 2 for 10 from 3, with 3 turnovers, and the meltdown in the fourth quarter. You could blame them losing to Jokic because he was kind of shooting them out the game. And just also this Nuggets defense has been I think tied with the Brooklyn Nets for defensive rating in the clutch. And if you're in a championship contention team, you don't want that. And that's kind of where I barred the line because Jokic is supposed to, I understand there's been injuries, but Jokic should be elevating this team, and he's not doing it as much after coming back from the injury. And Shai has shown that he's been elevating this team to greater heights. Also, Shai is arguably the best scorer in the league, and honestly, in my opinion, he is the best scorer in the league. I mean, he's averaging the most efficient 30-piece in the league. He's also a guy that could be in all defensive team, to be completely honest. I mean, I think he's averaging 2 steals per game, which is nice. He's also just so damn consistent, man. He has the record for most 20-point games in NBA history. I mean, to 128 to be exact. And I mean, he could be in the running for Clutch Player of the Year. Clutch Player of the Year. He could sweep MVP and Clutch Player of the Year. But honestly, Desmond Bain should win it because he's been, helping my team a little. Also, I feel like people underrate his playmaking ability. I mean, he's averaging 7.5 assists. Honestly, coming into this year, I had him at shooting guard. I thought he was a combo guard, but now he's looking more like a point guard. Like, he's actually passing the ball. He's, being a playmaker. He's being an offensive engine, and that's what makes him a top 2, maybe 3 offensive player in the league. Like, he just does the right plays at the right time. Also, we need to talk about his just game, and he impacts winning. OKC is the best seed in the West, which is arguably the toughest. It's not arguably. It is the toughest conference in the NBA. And they're the first seed. And they've dealt with injuries. And he's the best player on that team. And I know people say, oh no, it should be given to the most valuable player. But he is the most valuable player. I mean, Cade Cunningham is probably not going to get it as his lung collapsed. Jokic can only miss one more game. Shai is just, I don't think he's going to get injured because he's just playing so damn good, and this team is winning so much that they can just bench him. What's his name? Luka has been on a tear this last month because of the custody thing, but they've all been playing nice, but Shai has done this all year round, and he hasn't let's say played bad one month. I mean, I just told you his stats in March, and I literally said this is arguably his worst month. He was averaging 30. Just 30, and he was, still the best player in the league, arguably. And he would be, I think, the first MVP to go back-to-back since Jokic. And OKC is still my pick to win the NBA Finals. It should be everybody's pick. They're the safest team. J-Dub is going to come back Monday, actually. I just got the notification while doing this video. What's it called? Shed is going to be healthy. Isaiah Hartenstein is going to be healthy. What reason doesn't give you not to go for OKC? I think Boston is genuinely a regular season team. I think Detroit is not going to be as good as what's his name? Cade Cunningham got injured. The Lakers, I just don't like them because last year they did this same stretch where they were playing good, and then they lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota's been inconsistent, and Anthony Edwards is out for a little bit. What? The Knicks are just bad defensively and just sometimes inconsistent and uncohesive. Sometimes they don't even play like they're in the team. They just play. The Spurs, I feel like they're too young of a team. I'm not. I'd give them a comp of Houston maybe. But a better Houston from last year. A way better Houston from last year. Who else? Phoenix, if they make the playoffs, they're not doing nothing, to be honest. I think the Nuggets are their biggest threat, and the Nuggets right now are so inconsistent and injury prone that it won't matter. That's it probably won't matter because they'll just not play. And I mean, no. Let me not say that because the Clippers are not going to beat them in any way or somehow. But I mean, you see what I'm saying? They are the best team in the league. I don't think most of the East teams wouldn't even stand a chance. The West teams that are supposed to be good are injured or just inconsistent as hell. So what? Just go with OKC because OKC is probably going to have one of the easier paths in the NBA to go to the finals, and they're gonna do it, and they're gonna win it again, and they're gonna go back to back. Shai's gonna get back-to-back MVPs, back-to-back Finals MVPs, and back-to-back final Western Conference Finals MVPs. He's been in OKC for 6 now, maybe 7 years now. His first year was very good. I mean, he had Chris Paul. His second year was I think they were tanking, obviously. His third year. Was that no. His second year in OKC was the year that he unfortunately had that foot injury and stuff, and they got blown out by the Memphis Grizzlies. His second year they made the play-in. The third year they made the play-in. The fourth year they made the first seed, and they lost to Luka, who's having an incredible. I think Luka was better than him, and then Shai just blew past him. Then 2025 was the year they won, and then this year they're gonna win again. I mean, he's been in this team for a long time. I think their longest tenure in this team. He's just so good, man. I think you could trade so many players for him, and it wouldn't be enough. Nobody can match his production on the court. and that's why he is my MVP. If I had a vote, I'd give him the first vote. Like, he's just so good at basketball and just does the right play, creates efficient offense, which we all love. Sure, the foul baiting, he's averaging 9 free throws. Denny is averaging almost 10. Luke is averaging, I think, 10. And he's like, some of the like fouls, we like kind of get manipulated. Like the Al Horford foul, he got hit in the other camera angle. What's it called? Anthony Edwards playing defense in that Timberwolves game. Those were some fouls. I'm not gonna lie. But like, Shai has to do what every great player has to do. He has to go to the line and get free points, and that's what you do as a great NBA player, as a legend, as an all-star, as a superstar, as a MVP. And yeah, that's all my thoughts on Luka. On SGA. I'm gonna leave the 2K footage for y'all. And yeah, have a great day. God bless.